Friends, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting. We represent clients in all 50 states of America from the East Coast to the West Coast. In this video, we're going to share with you what the Republicans have in store for Americans and for immigrants. Now let's get down to details. I'm going to share the screen, and this is about a proposal by Republican Mike Johnson. Now, this is not a proposal to provide any immigration benefits, but I'm sharing this really because this really gives you an idea of what the Republicans are thinking, right? Are they in the mindset of really helping the people that live in America, immigrants, or not? And I'm showing this because they are not. And apparently, Representative Mike Johnson from Louisiana, he's proposed this before previous session last year, and it had one co-sponsor. And for this year, he has 0 co-sponsors. If I increase my screen here, enlarge my screen, you should be able to see that right here, a big fat 0 for co-sponsors. But let me go into detail a little bit more about what this bill is about. And as you can probably tell, this is titled Asylum Reform and Border Protection Act of 2020. Historically, Republicans have always focused on border security. And what does that actually mean? Because it can mean a lot of different things, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. And even some moderate Republicans don't care for an actual border wall. But I want to share with you what this bill is trying to do. Number one, it bars the government from paying counsel, so a lawyer or attorney, for a person in any immigration proceeding. Whereas currently only applies to removal proceedings. This is, number one, ridiculous. It's a waste of time because the government doesn't pay for a lawyer. The government doesn't pay for a lawyer for removal proceedings, which, if you're not familiar with removal proceedings in U.S. immigration, that means the government is trying to deport someone. Okay, it's different than criminal law. If you're in a criminal case, then the county or the state provides a public defender, a free lawyer, which, bless their heart, I know at least some are doing a good job and try their best, but they have too many cases. If you have the situation where you have a charge against you, a criminal charge, I highly recommend consulting with a private criminal lawyer because they have more time for you to review your case. Now I want to share the screen again. I'm going to enlarge that, make it larger for you. Number two, they're trying to raise the burden on they call alien. That's what the law says what an immigrant is, but Biden administration trying to change it to immigrant, by the way, raises the burden on an immigrant to establish the immigrant's claimed fear of persecution when seeking asylum. Again, what a waste of time, because it's a very hard standard to begin with. There's a very low percentage of these asylum cases are approved by a judge. Now, so why would Representative Mike Johnson put together this bill? Well, to show to his voters that he's really thinking that he's really hard on immigration, but in reality, these concerns are already addressed. I'm always a proponent of not creating new laws if it's not going to actually help a situation. And this doesn't change anything. It's already the status quo. He's creating a bill that answers the status quo situation. There are a couple other things here. It's asking the Department of Homeland Security to standardize questions asked in expedited removal proceedings and to record such proceedings. I actually agree with that part in terms of recording the proceedings, because then there's a record of it. There's not a he said, she said situation. The next item is Department of Homeland Security may parole an immigrant into the United States only on an individualized basis and may not use eligibility criteria describing entire class of people. I think what he's trying to say is basically, for example, the unaccompanied minors, children under 18 who have been entering the United States. And sometimes, depending on the time period or season of the administration, whether it's Republican or Democrat, the president can direct the Department of Homeland Security to release or to detain certain people based on a classification type of definition. But this is creating more burden to the Department of Homeland Security, it's pretty nonsensical, because at the same time, if you do have individualized case by case, he knows what this is going to create. It's going to create a backlog. There's not enough officers to review one by one, and plus that's really up to the court. If he's going to do one by one, then he's going to create a situation that border security, customs, border protection officers are forced to act as if they're an immigration judge to review the asylum type of case. So that's what I believe is going on here. Now, a couple other things here is that the bill removes an exception, allows an unaccompanied immigrant child to seek asylum while in the U.S. Well, even if the child may be removed to a safe third country, well, the child may seek asylum. So this is a lot going on here, because, I'm sure you heard of the Trump administration previously had so many, and used something called Title 42 to keep immigrants outside the U.S. So again, even President Biden has not removed that use of Title 42. And so I don't see what a concern is for Representative Mike Johnson. In this channel, we're always going to provide information on what Congress is trying to do and the president, executive branch, even though the platform for Democrats is about helping immigrants. So things can always change after someone gets elected. So that's why we're here, to keep people accountable and share the news with you. Friends, in general, if you have any questions, whether it's just one or two questions, we do offer free preliminary discussion for 15 minutes. What you can do is call this number 346, or you can text it if you're busy at work and you want to share this not so secret code, green card guys, and our cares team will get in touch with you as soon as within 24 hours of the business day. And until next time, friends, please continue wearing a mask. Take care now.